Hi, this is Krista Renee from All Walks of Life. And my guest here is Mr. Jones. How are you, Mr. Jones?
I am fine, thank you, Crystal. How are you?
I am doing excellent.
Wonderful.
Okay, Mr. Jones, before we get into the interview, can you tell me about you?
hmm
Tell me about you before we get into the interview.
Well, there's a lot to tell about me. I'm not sure what kind of time frame you have to hear my whole story.
Well, let's
But
just break it down. Let's
but
just summarize it.
but like they always say, in the interest of time, I'm not sure time has all that interest. Just to go with the flow, in the interest of time, I would just say that I have worked for the last 28 years as a school administrator
Mm-hmm.
in the private sector.
Mm-hmm.
I do love children.
Mm-hmm.
God has blessed me with quite a few of them for myself.
Mm-hmm.
They're all grown and gone,
Okay.
you know. And so, in a nutshell, I am a people person.
Mm-hmm.
I love people dearly,
Mm-hmm.
and I care for those that are in need.
Mm-hmm.
I have that passion. God has planted in my heart that love and caring for those that are in need. Hence, I caught your husband's eyes at what I was doing or what I am doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're here now to talk a little more about it. But in a nutshell, that's who I am, somebody who cares for life, and I love people.
Okay. He loves life and loves people. Okay, now so let's get into it. So tell me, what do you do? What do you do for the people that make you love life and love people?
Well, I remember the words of Jesus when he said, "The poor you'll always have with you." Then I remember the story of the widow's mite, how everybody put in a lot in the offering plate, and yet she gave all, and Jesus zeroed in on that, what we would call insignificant act,
Mm-hmm.
but for him it was significant because he knew that she gave all that she had. And he said, wherever this gospel is preached, the story is going to be told and told and told and retold so many times. And it has been that way, So knowing of the importance of the little sparrow, God says, a sparrow does not fall to the ground that he knows nothing of.
Mm-hmm.
They can't take care of themselves beyond eating what is there.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are not worried about, then we are of much more value than this sparrow,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll take care of us. And God has placed us here to be your brother's keeper.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when Cain killed his brother Abel?
Yes, I remember this
The
story.
Lord said, the blood of your brother cries from the ground because you are your brother's keeper and you spilt his blood.
Mm-hmm.
There are some individuals who don't even want you to touch animals. They're vegetarians, they don't eat meat on the grounds of they don't like animals being killed for meat purposes. But I took it upon myself to embrace the philosophy of Jesus Christ himself when he says, take care of one another. And the parable is told when you go to heaven and Jesus is going to say, come, enter into the joy of thy Lord, because when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was naked, you clothed me.
Right.
And we will say, well, when did we see you hungry, Lord? When you fed that hungry brother, that hungry sister. When you took care of that person that was in need, you were taking care of me. So come and enjoy the riches that I've provided for you. And the same thing is said to those who did not depart from me. I know you not. Because when I was hungry, you never took care of me. You didn't come visit me in the hospital. You didn't come visit me in prison. And so depart from me. And so, not for scare of wanting to hear the words depart, but for the love of embracing humanity, like Jesus said, because I strive to be like Jesus, and he took care. Wherever he went, there was nobody that was in need. If you were hungry, he would bless, he would multiply the little food that's there, and he would feed. And if you had sick, he would heal. If you had dead, he would bring him back to life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel that it is our responsibility to take care. But the passion has been placed in me, and it's a burning passion, not one that will quickly depart, not one that will ever depart.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
And so I reach out to the people in the community and I help them.
Okay, so what kind of help do you provide? I know you said you so do what do you do as far as help? How do you feed them?
Well, once a week, and I'm so sorry, it's only one day a week that I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I prepare meals, and these meals consist of one consistency, meaning that it is the same every weekend. That's macaroni and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
People love that. To them, it's a treat. And
I
then
mean, who wouldn't love macaroni and cheese?
rice and peas,
Wow.
cooked with coconut milk,
Mm.
and then of course there is a lovely baked chicken,
Mm.
so nice and juicy and tender,
Oh wow. So
and
a healthy meal.
it's very healthy, and they
Okay.
look forward to that. Unfortunately, there's no drink. The drink is just agua, water.
Okay.
Yes,
Which
so
is still healthy.
yes,
Very
yes,
healthy.
yes. So on an average, we feed approximately 80 to 90 people
Wow.
religiously every Saturday, regardless of the weather,
Wow.
rain or shine. I mean, I'm out there passing out meals. It's snowing like crazy, but
Mm.
people are coming up. That's when I discovered they're hungry,
So this is
regardless of what's
all
happening.
of all seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall.
You bet. Started in the summer of 2020 when churches were closed down, and I realized that doing church at home virtually could be carried with me. So while I was out there doing it, I was at church virtually while I was passing out and doing good to the people in the community. And in addition to that, there is one shelter to which I supply meals as well, but not individualized, in containers. I can feed up to 40, 50 people. And that also has been done for the past 2 years and a month or two now, because it was in July of 2020 that we started.
So this was like before COVID?
Right in the height, in the zenith of COVID. July of 2020 when COVID started.
Oh,
Remember,
wow.
COVID started in March of 2020.
Right, okay.
And all the churches were closed down.
Right.
And we were at home, and I said, well, if I can't attend church, then I can take church to the people.
So they really must appreciate you.
Oh, yes. We have now customers that would take the bus from other shelters that are across town, and they'll come to the park, South Park.
Wow.
And they would religiously come to collect their meals. So they're customership that they sit and they wait.
So is it in a plate form? Is it in a box form?
Yeah, it's in a takeout container.
Okay.
Like if you
Okay.
go to the restaurant and you order food, they're gonna give you in a takeout container.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
It's official. It's official. One guy came today for the first time, and he saw somebody else with a plate, and he asked, "Where did you buy that?" He said, "No, I didn't buy it. It's right over there. Go get one." And he said he couldn't believe, so he ran over, you know, hoping to get one before it ran out. Because trust me, there are times when the 80, 90 meals will be gone in like 15 minutes.
So how do you fund these meals? Who fund these meals?
Well, let's face it. We have to buy the rice. We have to buy the macaroni. We have to buy the cheese. Whereas we used to buy a bag of cheese for like $9, and a box for like 40 something, 30 something dollars has gone up to 50 something dollars.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Things has gotten expensive.
Yes. And the chicken, of course, you have to buy. Now, all these things are bought from the donation that I make to the organization.
Mm.
Yes, I do have one or two individuals that are sympathetic and they're kindly disposed towards, and they will cash out like $100 here, $100 there. But in order for it to be more efficient, because just about every Saturday we run out of food,
Hmm. I
and
can imagine.
I hate to tell people whenever the food is finished, the last one is served, I have to quickly close the back of the car from which I served the meal, quickly close it down and leave. Why? Because the other people that are coming, and as long as the car is there, they're gonna think
It's
I have
food
hope. There
available.
is food available, and I could do more, if I had more funding, and so we are in need of funding. It's a donor based business. It's a 501(c)(3). It's nonprofit, so anybody who chooses to give,
Mm-hmm.
their money is tax deductible because
Okay, excuse me.
I can provide a tax receipt
Okay.
for them. Yes.
Okay. And okay, so where is all this taking place?
Well, right now, I'm in need of a building, a kitchen,
Mm.
because it is done right here in my kitchen space. I am a licensed chef by, as far as the state is concerned, so that I'm authorized to fix meals for the public.
Mm-hmm.
I know the standards, but it's fixed right here.
Hmm.
And it means that with limited space, whereas you could cook in bulk and be done in a few hours, it takes 2 days in which to fix everything and have it ready for sharing on Saturday morning.
Okay, so you guys start on a Thursday to have it
Yes, Thursday
prepared
and
on this.
Friday. Yes.
Okay, yeah, because of the volume of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The amount of food.
and then you got to buy the supplies. So
Yes.
you, I mean, just thank God for Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. Well, stores like that, especially Dollar Tree, because
Well,
everything.
unfortunately, I get the things from Restaurant Depot.
Oh, okay. Because
Yes,
you got to buy in bulk.
you buy in bulk. Yes, yes. And
Well, what you would think because of what you're doing, more stores like Restaurant Depot and other stores that you would shop at would want to help you.
well, they eventually will. It is in my hands now to go and solicit
Right.
more aggressively,
Mm-hmm.
because the truth of my story is that having worked 28 years as a private school administrator, there was very little time, but I carved out. On weekends, I had that resurgence of energy. However, now I'm just retired since July of this year,
Uh-huh.
so I have more time to invest in this business and to
Mm-hmm.
reach out to the community to ask for assistance. But if there's anybody who will to this podcast listen, want to donate, want to give, of course, you can call this number. Is it safe to go ahead and give
Oh
it now?
yeah,
Call this
absolutely.
number, which is 860 1945. That is 860 890 1945, and it will get you the line to Hope Home City Incorporated. Hope
Hmm.
Home City Incorporated. And my desire is to obtain a building in which I can house these less fortunate individuals. Today, I ran into several people, and I do every weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, I'm homeless. I have a survey they have to fill out,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on that spot where it says address, they just write homeless. I
Okay.
would love to provide a home, a shelter, a place to call home to these less fortunate individuals. and to help to remove them from sleeping on the streets, sleeping on the bridges, sleeping in tents. I
And that
remember.
will help crime and drug abuse,
Yes, yes,
you know.
it would. You see, the thing about people, as I spoke with one guy last week, I wasn't last week, it was this Monday. I was in Manchester and he came to me, hey, sir, I knew he was coming to beg.
Hmm.
And he said to me, he was in foster home. He doesn't know his parents. And he was shipped around from foster home to foster home. As I asked him, I said, have you ever been loved? Have you ever hugged? Is there anybody in your life that you feel a tender spot towards? And he said, no. He was incarcerated for armed robbery.
Oh wow.
And so I remember when I was in college doing my undergrad degree in psychology, I had to do a study on what makes people criminals,
Uh-huh.
and I uncovered that most of these criminals, as babies, they were never hugged.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen how babies look in the faces of their parents or the person that's holding them?
Mm-hmm.
They are connecting.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, some of who became criminals, not everybody, of course, um, they just never connected with an earthly individual,
Mm.
and some of them they connect with the guys on the street when they grow up,
Right.
and that's why
And it's the wrong
that's where they
connection.
find love or they think love.
Yep.
But in order for them to offset or to pay for the attention they get, they have to do crime,
Mm.
you know.
And that's
And
that wrong initiation.
you bet, you bet, you bet. So my long-term goal is to provide a place for them, and not only for them to even sleep, but a place where they can feel comfortable at home. They can make it their own habitat, but they will receive training. That's important.
Yeah, because
As
they need to reform
That's right.
themselves.
That's right. As
Mm-hmm.
an educator,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be bent on making sure that if they don't have their GED, that they'll get such. And for those who are from other language speaking countries, that they will get taught in English as a second language.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there are also individuals out there. I met this girl one night in Walmart, marriage here. I mean, she looked real raggedy,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched her picking up bottles, and I called her, and I said, why are you doing this? It was late that night.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you're by yourself. She said, I'm not scared. I mean, who wants me? Nobody's gonna hurt me, and
Mm-hmm.
come to find out that she is from England.
England, the
Yes,
country.
the country England,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And she came here, was supposed to have gotten her papers, and she ran out, the time ran out. And so she does not have documents. And so
Mm.
it's like, who is she? To her, she's nothing. She's nobody.
Oh wow.
But she's intelligent. She worked as a secretary. She has a
Oh
bachelor's degree.
wow.
There's another guy who I fed in the park, or met in the park, fed in the park, and used him to do odds and ends like snow shoveling and grass cutting, etc.
Mm.
Because I do use them from time to time. And come to find out, he has a bachelor's degree in some technical field, but
Mm.
a criminal record. He doesn't have a driver's license. So there are a lot of these people that are on the street homeless that they could be retrained and put back into society, cautiously, of course.
And see,
You know.
this is what is interesting because matter of fact, my one of my topics for um all walks of life, and this was going to be on a different topic, was do ex prisoners, do they get um are they allowed to, are they able to get a job?
Mm-hmm.
Are they hireable? Um, and listening to you, and it's like, some are, and then some aren't. And it's like with some companies, does it really and I know it really depends on the crime that they do. I know they look at the crime, because I mean, who wants a serial killer working for them? I mean, nobody don't. I mean, I'd be afraid to even look their way. But I mean, if you're in there for a petty theft, repeated petty theft, is that person hireable
Well,
as an ex-prisoner?
well, I'm quite sure the government, and I will find out pretty soon now that I have the time for this. The government does should have programs that can help to retrain. Um, but sometimes these programs are inadequate because the persons behind the counter, the persons that are on the end of the giving instruction, they might not be compatible. They might not be compassionate enough, to really reach out and touch these individuals to make them feel comfortable. And it's like that spirit of rebellion is still there. The bitterness is still there, and there is no time for that anger to subside because it's not met with peace. It's like in the prison system. You as a prison warden, or guard, or any kind of instructor, you have to be so rough, and it's like roughness meets roughness, and it begets roughness,
Yeah.
and it's only when the prisoners find Jesus,
Yeah, that's when
they
have that
they
turnaround
begin
in
to
life.
calm down.
Yeah.
It brings about that inner peace, but of course, this young man that I was talking to on Monday, he said he doesn't believe in God. Of course, it's not about religion. It's about connecting with. If you believe in Allah, that's up to you.
Yeah.
But if you believe in Allah, then you're gonna stick to what Allah says, until you want to think and do otherwise. But as far as retreading, um, these unfortunate individuals who got themselves into crime, reformatting, I strongly believe that with a touch of compassion, it can make a difference, and with proper supervision,
Yeah.
and accountability.
Yeah.
It's not like you take an animal from the wild and you domesticate that animal, and then are you going to turn that animal back into the wild, or you got the animal from babe, domesticated that animal, grew the animal at home, and then you're going to take it to the wild? No, you would have to go and live with it in the wild. In other words, these individuals that are being retrained, they need to be cautiously entered and supervised, and daily accountability, not until such times. They will have to have that level of accountability all the way through. And so you're looking at an intricate infrastructure that each city needs to have. But it starts with that level of compassion. It starts with that level of wanting to do something. You walk around Hartford, you see people sleeping on the streets of the churches. I mean, the steps of the churches. You see them staying all over.
Yeah.
And they within themselves and of themselves, they feel worthless.
And you know what? In a way, you can sympathize and empathize with them, because when they, like the young guy who said, how he said, I feel like, he doesn't believe in God. I mean, I am a true believer in God, but when you look at someone like that, like in his case, you look at it openly, and you say to him, I can understand your reasoning for thinking like that. because look at your situation, look at
Mhm.
your circumstances.
Mhm.
You know, you feel like um, because of where you are in your circumstances, you feel like, did God let me down? Did God forget about me?
Mhm.
You know, sometimes God puts us through tests and to
Mhm.
see how
Yeah.
strong we are.
Mhm.
I mean, uh, God put me through tests just about every day, and every day I'm
Mhm.
going through something, and every day I'm trying to figure out something.
Mhm.
Trust me, I have my fair share of breaking down sometimes, but I have to lift myself up.
Mhm.
And when you talk to yourself, trust me, you're talking to that conscious within you.
Mhm.
And that's your inner self. And you're saying to you, it's that God within you.
Mhm.
Because God is within you.
Oh yeah.
And that's your inner self talking to you, and it's allowing you to say, hey, look, wake up, be strong. um, that was yesterday.
Mhm.
Today is a new day. you
Mhm.
know Leave yesterday where it was. Get up, wipe your eyes, don't even think about that.
Mhm.
Today you're going to start a new day. Try to do something different than what you did yesterday. you know and you have to reform the way you think
Mhm.
in order for you to get yourself out of any situation that you're in. You have to rethink.
Mhm.
You have to think different. You have to do things different. You have to program yourself to do things differently.
Mhm.
Easier said than done. I know. It is a struggle. It is hard.
Well,
Trust me, I work on myself every day. But if you want to see things happen, you have to, how they say, work without faith.
faith without works is
Faith
dead.
without work is dead.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that is so true.
Yes, but the thing about it is that for you to identify and touch base with that inner self, you have to hold on to a purpose for living. Now, the person that is out there on the street with no home, there is no consistency. And within the face of consistency or within the presence of consistency is inconsistency,
Mm,
meaning they are here today. They can't promise you for tomorrow
mm,
because they don't think beyond today.
mm,
They don't think. Most of the homeless people and the people that I feed in the park, they don't think beyond today. And if you pledge with them, uh, okay, tomorrow I'll meet you here at 10, 9 out of 10 times they won't show.
mm. That is
Even
true.
if it's work you have to give them, something tangible, even if it's food you're gonna bring to them, because their circumstances will change in a moment,
Yes.
within a moment, without notice. And so they have to go with the hour, not even the daily flow, with the hourly flow. And so when I make pledges with them and make covenant with them to do certain things and they don't show, I don't hold it against them, because the next time I see them, I say, are you available? Because I often employ them to do odds and ends,
Mhm.
and I do pay them an agreed upon wage before they touch anything. They agree upon it, and that's what they get, because you don't want to just give them something, because they're
Mhm.
transient. No, you want to show respect to them,
Mhm.
and I do.
Mhm.
Today, the one that I fed, his desire was to go to church with me. And I took him to church, and then after church he asked me to get him a haircut. And I took him to the barber, and I paid the barber, and he got a haircut. Of course, I fed him first, to
Mhm.
make sure he wasn't hungry. And then he said he had some laundry to do, and I did something to help him with his laundry. And he said, please call me. And that's another thing. The telephone number will be good today, might not be good tomorrow. That's just the way it works. And so sometimes you look for a guy, you might run into one of those that seem to be ambitious. Like if anybody ever listened to this podcast and you know Joseph Bennett, I've been looking for him for the last couple of months. He was one of those guys I mentioned earlier that has his college degree. You know, he went to Syracuse University. I mean, he was supposed to go from high school. He had a scholarship, full scholarship for Syracuse for university there. And he beat up a guy because he hit a pregnant girl. You know, and that just wiped him out. And then he got into selling drugs and
so he lost his whole opportunity.
Yeah, you know, and went to college, you know, before the drug episode in his life. But he's a good guy, hard worker. He has worked with me for the longest, and he always keeps his phone. And when he got incarcerated, just for a bench warrant, you know, he got arrested. He didn't appear for court. And I don't know where he is, but if anybody could find Joseph Bennett, he's an honorable guy. Yes, he has a record, but beneath that record, he's a good man. You know, and one of those that would be my pride and joy to see him turn his life around, get his driver's license, get a decent job, you know, get his children to be able to come and visit with him and get his own place. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And there are many Joseph Bennetts out there, you know, so we just have to deal with each one fairly. And they also come to me, they call me Rev. Or they call me pastor. I'm not a church pastor. I don't have a church. I just recently retired from being a school principal, which in and of itself is pastoral. So I said I work in a pastoral manner, but I'm not a church pastor per se. But they say I'm still gonna call you pastor anyway.
Because you are pastoring when you know, serve the community.
Yes, and they do get an opportunity to talk with me, and I relate with them while the food is being given out. I'm there on the side talking with them, passing literature.
So who helps you doing all this serving?
I have volunteers. I have volunteers. I had somebody in the park with me today. I had 2 people here serving, warming up and serving the food in preparation for distribution. You know, but I can always do with volunteers. So again, my number, 860-890-1945. That's 860-890-1945. Call, and you also can volunteer. You also can contribute. For example, you can contribute a container with aluminum pans. We use those a lot. And you can contribute aluminum lids. You can contribute a 50-pound bag of rice. You can contribute 40-pound box of chicken. You know, or even if it's just, and that's for $20-something at Restaurant Depot. And if you go to Restaurant Depot and he say, "Oh, I don't have a card," don't worry. If you call that same number, 860-890-1945. I can give you access to get into Restaurant Depot by using my company's name because it's registered there. You just have to call and they give you a temporary card, and you can go and you can shop, whether it's for yourself or to get stuff for this organization. You know, there's so many things that you can contribute. As again, I say we do mac and cheese, we do rice and peas. That's the red beans.
The red kidney beans.
Yes, or the pinto, preferably the pinto beans.
Or the pinto beans.
The pinto beans is easier to cook. The red beans take a little longer time.
Right?
Yes, and of course we do the chicken, as I said. You can buy that. We do the leg quarters.
Okay.
Yeah, we cut that.
The leg and the thigh.
Yes, leg quarters. Yes, or whatever. If you have access to chicken wings, which is very expensive, by the way. And that's what you want to give, I'll cook it. You know, I thought the chicken wings would have been the cheapest part of the chicken, but it's the most expensive. I said, wow, you know, a drumstick, or whatever, or a whole chicken, I'll cut them up. You know, whatever you want to donate. And of course, I went out and invested in a freezer so that I can
Store some of this
store
stuff.
things. Yes, yes.
So if
Yeah.
any one of you, if any one of you are listening, all walks of life, and on the 90-day podcast on either platform, if you wish to donate leg quarters, rice, beans, whether it's what you take,
Macaroni.
bag beans or
Yes.
can, it doesn't matter.
The bag beans are bag beans.
The bag beans, pinto beans.
We take the cans too.
Okay, cans or bag, beans, and also mac and cheese.
Mhm.
The box, big box, small boxes. If you wish to donate, please. He provided the number, his phone number, multiple times.
Which is, give him again, 860-890-1945.
Okay.
1945.
1945. That sounds like a price tag. Now, do you also have a drop box or somewhere that if people wish to drop off items?
Yeah, you could drop it right here. The operation headquarters is at 594 Maple Avenue.
594 Maple Avenue.
594
Okay,
Maple Avenue.
so please, help this pastor out. He is doing such a great job supporting the homeless people, providing them with food. He is feeding close to 100 people per week. 100 people per week
in the park.
in the park.
And then in the shelter itself, I do provide food for the people in the shelter, at least another 50 people there.
So that's 150, close to 150 people per week. So if you have it to give when you're out shopping, think of him, think of the homeless people. When you're picking up your food items, pick up that extra. I know many of us, I've attended churches where we give food bags, especially during the holidays. So same thing. When you're out shopping, pick up that bag of rice. Pick up a few cans or a few bags of beans. And you know what? Those bag of beans are cheap, really. They're not really that expensive. I mean, when you go to the store, if you don't want to shop at the restaurant depot, it doesn't matter. Just pick up some bags of beans, drop them off, 594 Maple Avenue. Boxes of macaroni and cheese. Pick up as many as you can. Drop them off. I'm going to pick up some food items. I'm going to drop them off. I'm just asking you guys to just please pick up some food items and help Mr. Jones feed the community. He is doing such an awesome job. And not only that, you serve food in the park that is on what is
That's right between Main Street and Weathersfield.
Okay, so
Yes, South Park.
So you have the big hospitals. And we have Hartford Hospital there. You have Jefferson Radiology. You have all those big organizations there. I am so surprised none of those big hospitals, organizations, businesses are not helping, providing you with some type of funding, money or something, saying, hey, thank you.
I won't hold it against them.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Because I haven't gone to them yet.
Oh, okay.
But the volunteers that we seek are individuals that can come and help to solicit. I do operate right here from 594 Maple Avenue, and I do have one volunteer so far that has come in to help, because we have to structure. Remember, in as much as this business has been formulated, it's still got a ways to go, because I'm just now giving it full throttle, meaning I just have full-time investment in it, because before I was working you know,
Mhm.
24/7
Right.
as a school administrator. And so now I have the time to
Mhm.
invest in this, and I'm going all out. And I could do with some help. You can help. Some of you can help from home. You can reach out and solicit. We do have a business name. The business website will soon be launched. It is being worked on. It will soon be launched, and we do have CashApp you can give. And of course, those of you who will call, we'll provide that for you. We don't have the infrastructure to put it across the screen right now, but we'll start crawling, creeping,
Oh,
and then we will get up
absolutely.
and walk, and then we'll be running,
Oh,
and then
absolutely.
we can do another podcast, and we can do some more advertisement so that we can get the word out. So as far
Absolutely.
as those corporations around, I will be hitting them up for assistance. But I
Yes.
do need help in solicitation because, of course, there's laying the groundwork requires a lot of work. Reaching out to the community requires a lot of work. Grant writing, that's necessary. And anybody that might listen to this podcast and you can write grants and you want to come and help, just call me.
Right.
860 890 1945 860 890 1945.
Okay, so again, 860-890-1945.
See, you know it already.
860-890-1945.
Yes,
1945.
yes.
Please, please, please,
Yes.
please donate. Pick up whatever you can. Even if it's and we all know things has went up.
Mm-hmm.
We all know inflation.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
even if
yeah.
you could just only pick up one big bag of chicken, that's all you could pick up, we appreciate it.
That's right. That's right.
We, hey, we're not asking you to go broke, but we just asking you to just help. Okay, so whatever you can do, whatever you could provide,
Yeah.
he would appreciate it.
I like the way the Africans put it. I've heard it from them first. God will bless you.
God, he will.
God will bless you.
God will bless
And
you.
let me tell you, the amount of blessings that people have placed on me, I feel blessed. I'll never
Mhm.
forget last winter. That was last year, 2021, and it was the coldest day in that year,
Mhm.
and it was snowing, and the people were just standing in the store hungry. And when the car pulled up, and I opened up the trunk, and I was given. One lady came up to me and she offered to hug and kiss me right in the height of COVID. I said, "No, my hand touch you. A bump will do for now." And she said, she said, "I'm so appreciative of what you're doing, you know." Right in the height of COVID, she said, "Could I hug and kiss you?" You know, she was so tickled pink by the kind deed, but and through it all, I would say, praise be to God. God preserved me. God preserved me, and He's still preserving me. And I never got sick. Some people say, "You're crazy being out there in that snow, all that cold weather, passing out food." And God preserved me. As a matter of fact, I say it's a blessing that the people place on me, and they give it in abundance. And some of them look at me real seriously in the eyes and say, "Listen, man, you're doing a good thing. God bless you. We really, really appreciate it." And I accept it. I really accept it. And I know that God is hearing and He's converting those blessings into sustenance for me. And I'm grateful for that.
And we are grateful for you providing such great community service to the public, to the needy, to the people who are desperately seeking food. Especially winter is coming, and just as hot as it was this summer, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very cold
very
winter.
winter, yes.
And homeless people, they're going to need food. They
Mhm.
need to survive too.
Mhm.
And we cannot look down on them. We have to do our due diligence. And like Mr. Jones, he is providing such great community service. So let's support him.
Thank you.
Let's support him. Let's back him up and show him how Connecticut do. We are the heart of Connecticut. They don't call Hartford Connecticut for nothing, right?
That's right.
Hartford. We are the heart of Connecticut. So again, the number 860-890-1945. Again, 860-890-1945.
Yes.
We can use your support, any food donations that you have, leg quarters, rice, beans, kidney beans or pinto beans, right? And mac and cheese. You could
Yes.
drop all food items off at 594 Maple Avenue in Hartford,
Yes.
Connecticut.
Yes.
Any closing remarks, Mr. Jones?
Well, I appreciate your, making this point. Appreciate what you're doing and trying to highlight or to like if you're reading a book, you take a highlighter and you highlight a certain spot. It's like something is happening in the community, someone is behind what's happening, and you just put a spotlight, you just put a highlight. I want to say thank you for doing that because I do need some publicity, and by right, you're the first one that has offered me this,
Oh,
and I'm
Grateful.
grateful. I'm grateful for your service that you're providing to the community.
welcome. Thank you. And again, please, we need your support. Connecticut is a strong state. We are an action state, so we're going to show him how wonderful we are. Okay, and we're going to show him how we do things in Connecticut. I mean, other states, they get together and they go at it, but we're going to show him how we in Connecticut get down. Okay, so we're going to show our support. We're going to drop off those food items. We're going to get this podcast out there as soon as possible, and we're going to show him that we are behind him, and we got his back on supporting the homeless people. So again, any food items, leg quarters, meaning leg and thighs, leg quarters. If you can't find the leg quarters, any type of chicken parts will do. Okay, please drop it off. Rice, um, red kidney beans, pinto beans, mac and cheese boxes, big box, little box. We need them. Um, please drop those food items off. And the address again, 594 Maple Avenue, Hartford, Connecticut. And the number again to reach out to Mr. Jones, 860-890-1945. Again, 860-890-1945.
That's correct.
This is Crystal Renee from All Walks of Life. And also this will also be aired on the 90-day podcast, which is audio. So when you're driving in your car, you can listen to this on audio. You'll be like, hey, I'm about to take care of Mr. Jones. When you're listening to this on your YouTube, wherever you're going to listen to this, hear visual, see this, you're going to say, hey, I'm about to take care of Mr. Jones. Right, Mr. Jones?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
You're quite welcome.
And also, if you can't donate items, cash is accepted.
Cash app. Now, what's your Cash App?
Anything at all is tax deductible. Just call the number. As a matter of fact, the Cash App is that number. You can donate to that number.
Okay.
Yes, it's 860-890-1945.
Okay.
You type that number in, and Hope Home City Inc. will come up.
Okay.
Hope Home City Inc. will come up. But if you want to be sure, call the number, and I will make sure that your donation gets routed to the right place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
you very much.
there you go. This is Krista Renee from All Walks of Life, as well as the 90 Day Podcast. And we're going to say thank you for listening and thank you all for your support in advance.
Thank you, Crystal.
You're quite welcome.